Thank you for joining me for some more insights into people that are doing great things in the Lord's name and trying to make the world a little better place. Today I have with a new friend that I met last week at the Greater Dallas Coalition meeting, who spoke about a really innovative thing that they're one of several people that are doing this. You may have heard of the pre-approved prescription discount cards. And Catherine is here with us today to talk a little bit about why she came to be devoted to this line of charity and tell us a little more about it. So,
thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you on, and eager to learn a little more about the ins and outs of these cards that some people have seen and think, what in the world is this card? Sounds too good to be true, but
it's not. So Refill Wise is a free pharmacy discount card that is harnessing the collective buying power of everybody who likes to save money on their prescription medicine. We have more than 1 million members in all 50 states.
Wow.
And the Refill Wise card is free. There's 3 different ways to get it. You can go to refillwise.com. You can text the word blue to the number 22822. And if you need instructions in Spanish, you can text the word azul to 22822 and get your card on your phone.
Wow.
And you may have gotten our legacy card, our sister product, Simple Savings Card, by mail. So Simple Savings Card was started in the early 1990s as the original direct-to-consumer pharmacy discount card. And our founders, the Thomas family of Houston, in their benevolence, had the wisdom to tithe 15% of the company's stock to a charitable trust, which is still housed to this day with the Crew Foundation. So every time that you use our free pharmacy savings card to save up to 80% on all prescription medicine and equipment, you're also helping a social enterprise that was founded for kingdom purposes.
Wow. Well, I'm just learning a lot more. I just got a little brief introduction at our meeting last week, and this is just a lot more impressive than I thought it was.
Thanks. Yeah, it's really a market-based solution to the challenge of the rising cost of prescriptions.
Which everybody who takes drugs, prescription drugs, knows that they never go down in price.
And we don't believe anybody should have to choose between their health and their finances. So that is why we started the Refill Wise card, and that is why it is free, and it always will be free, because the more people we have who sign up at refillwise.com or who text BLUE to 22822, the better prices we are able to negotiate on their behalf with all chain pharmacies in drugstores and grocery stores, and 2/3 of independent pharmacies in all 50 states.
You know, this sounds almost too good to be true. So how does this work?
How does it work? So again, there are a lot of people who find themselves paying too much for prescription medicine. Sadly, the people who can least afford it end up paying the highest price. People who don't have insurance, people whose insurance doesn't cover the medicines they need, or people who have a high deductible that they have to meet before their insurance discount chips in. So our founders took a look at those folks and said, as an individual man or woman walking into the pharmacy, you're going to be quoted the absolute highest price imaginable for your prescription medicine. But if we all band together, that's enough people that it gets the pharmacy's attention. They want your business in their store, and they will negotiate a group price for
just
our
like they do for the
members,
insurance company.
just like they do for other group plans, because we have so many members. So we started with Simple Savings Card, which was a direct mail product. If you have ever received a Valpak mailer or a Red Plum mailer, you have received our sister card, the Simple Savings Card. And that was chugging along for many a year with about 250,000 members. Then in the last few years, we've launched RefillWise, which allows people to join online at refillwise.com or to join by texting BLUE to 22822. And with that, we are now up to 1.2 million members. And
okay, well, let's give that number again in slow motion so that people who are trying to write it down or type it in their phone.
Yes, if you're trying to type it in your phone, the number you want to send it to is 22822. And if you text the word BLUE to 22822, you'll get our card back on your phone within seconds. And what makes it even better is the first time you use our card to fill a prescription, we'll give you a gift card at your store of choice. We're the only free pharmacy discount card provider that shares our profits with our members by giving them rewards points, which are good for gift cards as good as cash at the stores where they already shop. So they can use that for a gift card to Walmart or Target or CVS. We'll give them $5 the first time they fill a prescription. And then after every 10th prescription, they'll get an additional $5. And that $5 may be used for medicine, it may be used for groceries, or it may be used for other necessities in the store. But that is our way of being a do good and do well type of company.
Well, and that could be a huge help to many people who don't have good health insurance. And good health insurance costs a ton of money. And there are a lot of people who have bad health insurance or no health insurance and do have some big out-of-pocket expenses for their medications.
Absolutely, and those are the people that we most want to help. You know, people who have 1 or 2 or 3 jobs but no employer-paid benefits. So as you're heading into open enrollment, it's good to know about your options. And our card is not insurance. It does not work with insurance. But if you are lucky enough to have insurance, as 2/3 of our members do, you would show your insurance card and your RefillWise card to your pharmacist and ask her which gets you the best price.
Okay.
We cover gaps. So for people on Medicare who don't have Part D, we can definitely help them save on prescriptions. For those who do have Part D, we encourage them to pay for everything that they can with their Medicare. But if they have medicines above and beyond what Medicare pays for, as my in-laws until recently did save about $100 a month because my mother-in-law was gravely ill and ultimately she has since passed. But for the last year of her life, she saved about $100 a month because of her savings from RefillWise for the medicines that her Medicare didn't cover.
Yeah, and some people save much more than that.
Yeah,
some of these medicines are quite expensive.
Yes, so for brand name medicines, our discount may be closer to 10-20%. For generic medicines, we get excellent discounts of up to 80%. On average, our members save more than 40%, and that's about $15 with each trip to the pharmacy. So you'll save at the pharmacy. We will give you rewards points which never expire, and your card never expires. Those rewards points may be redeemed for cash back at the places that you already shop. And we're a do well and do good business that has partnerships with more than 100 nonprofit organizations and employers across the country who are using our free card to help their employees, their clients, and their volunteers save money on the medication and the equipment that they need.
Yeah, well, that's how we met. You came and spoke at the Greater Dallas Coalition to our member nonprofits to encourage them to offer their card to their clients and to their employees and workers, etc.
And I thank you for inviting me to that group. I've already had great success. I can't say enough good things about the Greater Dallas Coalition and your mission, because as a former nonprofit executive, I'm a big fan of efficiency and eliminating redundancy, and I think Greater Dallas Coalition is doing that so well by getting the nonprofit leaders of our city together.
Well, and so many times small nonprofits are all competing for dollars, and competing against each other, and you've got a crowded group of little fish effectively going after a certain amount of bait. And if you can help them to work together and network, they don't they don't run off the donors with too many messages.
That's right. And we help our nonprofit partners as well. So whenever we partner with a nonprofit to distribute our card to their employees, their clients, and their volunteers, we give them their data. So each nonprofit distributing our card at an anonymous aggregate level can see the zip codes of the pharmacies where their cards were presented for discount, as well as the total amount of money that the cards they distributed helped their employees and clients and volunteers to save. We never sell data to third parties, but we will give each nonprofit partner of ours their own data. And we have seen our nonprofit partners using their data to win grants from public funders like the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, and from private donors like the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, who are both trusted names in terms of making sure that dollars are wisely spent with well-managed nonprofits. So it's our pleasure, it's my great pleasure as a former nonprofit executive to get to go to these nonprofits and say, hi, I've got a free card that's going to help your employees and clients and volunteers save money. It's going to give them cash back. It's going to give you data to help you raise money, and it's free. All you have to do is sign up at refillwise.com or text the number 22822 with the word BLUE.
With BLUE. Well, you know, this is a real win, and it's really exciting to hear people doing good works in the world in a business manner instead of thinking that it has to be done as a nonprofit. There are lots of businesses that are profit-making businesses that give back to their community in a really big way and create jobs and opportunities out there in the world. And
I'm so glad you mentioned it, because we are an employee and charitable trust owned business. So 12% of our stock is in a charitable trust, the Crew Foundation, which we've used to support health and human services nonprofits nationwide, as well as Christian charities globally. But as an employee-owned business, we are debt-free and we are beholden only to our partners and our members. So most of the other pharmacy discount cards that are free are either beholden to their investors or they are owned by one pharmacy benefit manager. And we have contracts with several different pharmacy benefit managers to make them compete for our business so that we can get the very best prices for our members. And that, along with sharing our profits with our members through those cash rewards, is one of the things that differentiates us from the competition.
Sounds like it'd be hard to compete against.
Well, I think so. And another thing that distinguishes us is that we have real live human beings answering our telephone number.
Oh my gosh, how
wonderful.
wonderful.
I tell you what, so if you are in a pharmacy, or if you just want to find out what our members have paid for the medicine you need using our card, you can call the toll-free number that you will see on the card when you sign up at refillwise.com, or when you text the number 22822 with the word BLUE, and you get that card back. Then you can call us, and we'll be happy to talk with you and answer questions and help you navigate. We are totally independent from the drug manufacturers, and we are agnostic as to which pharmacy you go to. We have contracts with all chain pharmacies in drugstores and grocery stores, as well as most independent pharmacies. So we don't care which pharmacy you go to. We just want to help you get the best price.
That's awesome. Well,
it is.
You know, I mean, it's just so good to hear good news. I know many times you hear about, oh, these drug companies are taking everybody to the cleaners, and oh, medicines costs are out of control. And it's just great to hear a positive way that people can get control over their medical costs in a really great way, earn bonus points for their purchases, and see profits go to help charity.
Yes, and our charity partners have seen that the cards they've distributed have saved thousands of dollars for the people that they've given our cards to. And as a Christian woman and an elder at First Presbyterian Church of Dallas, I was really excited to join this company because every job I've had up to this point has involved helping people. I was a journalist for KERA and Dallas Morning News at the beginning of my career, so I was seeing what was happening in our community, and I formed strong opinions about it, but the journalistic code of ethics kept me from getting directly involved in those things.
Right.
Then I was communications manager for the electric utility Encore for 5 years, and one of the most heartbreaking things that happened were people who would call Encore in need of assistance because they were having to decide between paying their electric utility bill and paying for their medicine. And the utility hated to hear that and never wanted that to be the case.
Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. Puts you in an incredible bad spot.
Yeah, it's a shameful thing. And the utility did have assistance programs for low-income households, but it's never enough, you know.
So it's better to save on the drugs.
Right, and this is a market-based solution to that challenge. Then I worked in the Dallas Arts District as executive director, and a lot of artists, the stereotype of the starving artist exists for a reason. My husband still works in the arts, and we have gone to benefit concerts for friends of ours who've been sick or injured, who are in the arts as actors and musicians, but don't have the level of care that they need. And fortunately, we have a very generous community that comes together and raises money in support of them. But instead of it being one or two people, depending on who they have access and knowledge of, RefillWise is making this access to more affordable prescriptions available to anybody who needs it. And in my last job at the Communities Foundation of Texas, we worked with a lot of people who were, as we like to say, one crisis away from.
How many people are just one crisis away? You know, that was one of my discussions in a previous show about how thin the line is between being in a home or an apartment and being out on the street, and how many people are really on the razor's edge, where one little thing goes wrong, things go wrong. And this RefillWise card is a great opportunity to cut your overhead and be able to save a little money for that rainy day. And make ends meet, because one of the keys to having extra money at the end of the month is cutting costs everywhere you can and being as efficient as you can with your hard-fought dollars that you've earned. So this RefillWise card is great, and you know, personally, I'm kind of old-fashioned. I like the paper card. I think it's, you know, got a certain feel to it. But this online and on the phone card is so handy for people that no doubt many people are choosing that option.
Absolutely, and if people want a physical card, then they can call us at 1-855-279-9027. That's the number that's on the card. But we would be happy to pop one in the mail if they are not savvy with refillwise.com or texting the number 22822 with the word blue.
Well, that is great. You know, I think it's such a great, it's just, you know, another positive that you actually have human operators standing by to help customers get better service. Because so many times you call up somebody and you get this endless bunch of button pushing. Push 1 for Spanish, push 2 to talk to this, 3 to talk to that. And, you know, it's such a confusing mess for so many people, especially older people that are oftentimes really on the razor's edge with pharmaceutical costs driving out other living expenses.
Well, we hate to hear that, but we do what we can, and we have great success working with our nonprofit partners. So earlier I mentioned that our data has helped our nonprofit partners to win grant funding.
Which is so critical.
So critical. One of our partners is Catholic Charities of Fort Worth, and now, in addition to distributing our cards to their employees and clients and volunteers, whenever we get a call from anyone who speaks a language other than English, their clients are our telephone translators as well.
Okay.
So it's a win-win-win in terms of finding ways to help people, as you are so passionate about in your field of accounting and nonprofit finance, helping people save money and helping people make money and help people afford all they need to stay healthy. I should say, everybody I work with, if medicine becomes so affordable and all of our members become so healthy that we're no longer needed, we will rejoice and happily go find other jobs. But unless and until then, everybody at Refill Wise...
I don't think there's much danger of that.
No, I think everybody at Refill Wise has our work cut out for us. And so that's what's keeping us busy all the time, and trying to find other ways that we can bring price transparency to our members to help them make the best choices for themselves and for their families.
Well, I think it's wonderful. I mean, one of the purposes of my show, and I hope you'll watch the other segments that are available on demand on the UA Network.tv website, is I love to hear positive stories that help offset the negative news that we get barraged with of businesses doing badly, people doing badly. And there's so many people doing good works out here, and Refill Wise is just an example of another organization doing a great job and meeting a need and helping people live a better life. And
helping all people live a better life. We don't just help the working poor, we help everybody who likes to save money on medicines and equipment for themselves and their entire family, including their pets. So if you have
pets too.
Yes, sir. So if you have a pet who needs a prescription, the most common pet medicines are for fleas and ticks and heartworms, which are available over the counter. But if you have a medicine available by prescription that your pet needs, and you're filling that prescription not at the veterinarian's office, but at a drugstore or grocery store pharmacy, then take that prescription from the vet with our card, and it'll even help your pets, and you can get cash reward for the pet prescriptions that you're filling.
Well, for many people, pets are substitute children.
Myself included.
And, so there are an awful lot of dogs and cats that are getting really premier medical service and some big expenses. So I had no idea this card could be used to save money on pet prescriptions.
Any prescription for people or pets, everybody in the family.
Well, the story, it's always great to do an interview where you learn positive things and come away feeling better about the guest than you started coming into, and it's really been phenomenal to hear about that. So the 3 ways you can get a card, or are there 4? Because you can call...
Well, you can call us for a physical card.
Or you can go to one of your partner charities.
Yes, or you can get it through one of our partner agencies. They have physical cards on hand, but the fastest way to get a card is to text the number 22822 with the word blue for instructions in English, or with the word azul for instructions in Espanol, or go to refillwise.com, refillwise.com, and you can sign up online and get a card that way.
Okay, well, I hope we'll get some cards. I hope you can save some money with this valuable service. And, it's great to hear another positive story to fill in our month. And I'm so glad you really enjoyed coming to the Greater Dallas Coalition and learning about it.
Absolutely.
And especially coming out of your experience as a journalist and a nonprofit executive. And it's always good to get positive affirmation about our efforts.
Yes, the Greater Dallas Coalition is wonderful in helping all of those agencies, employees, and clients, especially this time of year. We're headed into open enrollment for any organization whose fiscal year follows the calendar year. So if you're deciding what level of coverage to pay for, knowing about a free Refill Wise card may help save you money, because if you're only paying for a silver plan, or a high deductible plan, you can maximize your take-home pay and then still have refill-wise in case you need a prescription in a crisis. Likewise, if you have a health saving account, using your health saving account dollars with your refill-wise card helps those dollars go even farther.
Right. Well, that's, the healthcare conundrum is definitely a major issue, and it's just, becoming more and more of an issue for so many people. So
we don't know what will happen, but whatever happens, refill-wise will be here and be free for anybody who needs it, for their friends, their family, their pets, their neighbors, anyone in their care. It could be your parents, your spouse, your children, and it can be your employees or your clients or your volunteers if you're a nonprofit like those wonderful organizations I had the privilege to meet through the Greater Dallas Coalition.
Good deal. So this is just, it seems too good to be true, but it really is something that everybody ought to have a card. I mean,
yes, it's good consumerism, and one of our partners at the Senior Source talked about the fact that even if you have insurance, show your insurance card and show your free refill-wise card to your pharmacist and ask her which gets the best price, because our price may even beat your copay, especially if you have a high deductible plan.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of lucky that I don't have a real high deductible plan, or they cover my pharmaceutical needs pretty well. I'm lucky, and some people are lucky that way, but an awful lot of people are really in an incredibly tight situation. So I hope everybody has gotten something out of this talk. I've certainly learned a lot about it and a lot more impressed with the organization than I was in our first meeting.
Thank you.
And let's give them that text number one more time, because I'm sure that people may not have had a chance to type it in the first time.
Sure. You can get your free refill-wise card by texting the number 22822 with the word BLUE. That number is 22822, and if you send a text to that number with the word BLUE, you'll get a card right back on your phone within seconds. You can just show that card on your phone to your pharmacist, and if you have insurance, show her both and ask her which gets the best price. If it ends up being refill-wise, the first time you fill a prescription, you'll get a $5 gift card at your store of choice, Walmart, Target, or CVS. You can also get our card for free at refillwise.com, refillwise.com.
This is fantastic news, and I hope it's been beneficial to you. I love getting positive news in my life, and I hope you've enjoyed our show, and we'll look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much for watching our show. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.